have you guys seen this picture?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so sad, man.
Grandpa. So an 84-year-old grandpa passed away this past week after another attack.
Dude.
Yes, the Asian American community is reeling over this one. Through solidarity, a lot of Asian Americans on Instagram and whatnot, social media, have been using this as their profile picture to mourn and show some solidarity for the family.
It's really sad that there's a lot of, it seems like racially charged attacks on especially older Asian people.
Yeah, why?
And it's from like the most cowardly motherfuckers too, cause like it's just a guy walking, and it's not even like walking up to their face, hey, fuck you.
It's out of nowhere.
It's from the back, from the side, and it's old people.
Yeah, there was.
If y'all haven't seen the video,
oh no, no.
It's just sad. Okay, fine. I guess we have to see it. But I don't want to see it.
But yeah, like you're saying, Bart, it's like a random attack. Like, so here's the grandpa here, and then the guy just runs out of nowhere.
I wonder if B. Choi's living near there.
I don't know.
Jeez.
He just slides on the ground, and he got hit so hard.
Yo, man, I wonder what he said.
Like a
because
football
he
tackle.
yelled at him, he said something, and then he walked away. And there was a girl filming it.
There was another.
there?
Oh, well, that
really? That
looks like it's from inside of.
Oh, wait, no. There was a girl with him. That was a surveillance camera.
Yeah.
She got caught too.
With the
right?
attacker?
Yeah, it was her too.
Yeah.
So the story behind the girl, she also got arrested, but they let her go because at the time of the attack, she was in a car. Like, I guess they drove together, but the car was parked around the corner and facing the other way. And like through another, I guess, CCTV footage, like they didn't provide it, but they proved that she was not a part of the attack in terms of like looking, watching, witnessing, and whatnot. So
Do we know what this guy was thinking? Like,
no, so
Like, is he just a crazy guy? Because that's some weird stuff, man.
There was
It is.
another attack identical to this that just happened maybe yesterday.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It was on the sidewalk.
It was on the sidewalk and it was in Chinatown in Oakland. And we've been talking about how a lot of these are targeting the elderly Asian
And
community.
it's happening a lot.
a lot.
There was one that there was a lady that got set on fire or something.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
again
New
in the
York.
Bay. Unfortunately, all over the place. No, that one was New York.
Because I know a lot of them were happening up in the Bay, right? The original, there was a guy with trash cans or something like that, right? And
There's that guy too.
Yeah,
It's just this year is just a huge spike in these.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. It's really unfortunate, especially older. The population is it's really sad.
but then I'm curious to know, like, why specifically that area, elderly people, Asian elderly people,
Like in NorCal?
Yeah.
easy target.
It happens in New York too.
Yeah, they're attacking elderly Asians in New York, and there's incidents in Canada.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the actual explanation, but then if I had to, like, I don't know, try to imagine, I think it's people are locked up this year and they're fucking pissed and they're disgruntled, and then they think or they believe the sentiment that the virus came from China, and then so they think it's an Asian thing, and then they're just trying to attack old
But
Asian
do people
people. I
really
think.
have such low IQ that
Oh, hell
someone
yeah.
is gonna be
Yeah.
responsible for it?
Like, think about it. An Egyptian man during the terrorist attacks that owns a liquor store here down the street got shot because someone was angry at terrorists.
Yeah, they go after Sikh people.
Yeah.
Like it's.
The attacks in general are happening a lot more. Women, I saw a woman get smacked in the face with a skateboard because she turned down a guy.
fuck.
There was a woman that was attacked in New York at a liquor store, and like by multiple men. There have been just the amount of attacks that have been happening to individuals that are not provoking. Like, it's not a fight. This isn't a robbery. It's just an attack.
Random violence.
Random acts of violence.
The common denominator is that they're going after people that they know won't retaliate or they can't
That's some
retaliate.
bitch shit.
It's like a power dynamic,
You
right?
start looking at all these attacks, really,
It's just one-sided.
it's one-sided.
People that won't fight back.
Right. They're not like talking, they're not talking shit to each other, and then
They don't want a real fight.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
and a lot, like, that guy was blindsided. A lot of the attacks are blindsided. They're just happening, like you said, nobody knows what's going on. And then the reason why, your body falls the way it does when you're not expecting it, and why
It's not prepared.
Not prepped, yeah.
and they're getting, brain damage. And when you fall, you fight,
If you're fucking 80 years old.
Yeah, so he's getting caught off guard. He's going relaxed, and his head is hitting the ground. It's so sad.
And the perpetrator is 19 years old.
Oh gosh, you just ruined your life.
Here's the 84-year-old, right? And then they just started doing the court stuff now. He had his first court appearance a couple days ago,
I can't
and
believe he pleaded not guilty to.
he pleaded not guilty.
I heard they're gonna plead for a mental illness thing too as well.
Yes, they're basically trying to figure out if he was in the right state of mind mentally.
Yeah, their defense is I think they're really trying to be nitpicky with the law, and they're saying that he attacked with open hands.
Yes,
With open hands, you don't have the intent to kill, because it's
What
really
about-
about the intent.
What about open knee, leg? Didn't he fucking?
or flying across the fucking driveway.
Hey, I have open foot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just the defense is I think the lawyer is just trying to pull whatever the fuck he can out of his ass.
It's a game at the end of the day,
lawyer
right?
said,
Totally.
based on what we see as an open-handed push, we will certainly be challenging whether there
that
was
full
any
sprint.
intent to kill. There wasn't. We will
There was an
also
intent
be
to attack.
exploring
No,
any
yeah.
altered mental state that might help us understand why this happened.
So I think what he's already trying to do, from the lawyer's point of view, it seems like, okay, obviously this guy, if I'm just thinking with my human brain, this guy's guilty. How can I get this guy out of it? Let's plead not guilty, open hands. Oh shit, but maybe he's cuckoo. And then maybe
I mean, he's just doing his job.
Yeah, he's just doing his
His
job.
job is to win
It's
for the
semantics.
dude.
Yeah, it's semantics.
I mean, that's just our process,
Yeah.
right?
And then also-
But the thing is, what pissed me off was his grandma. Have you guys seen that shit? So his
No
grandma
remorse,
came in.
yeah.
She didn't really. Yeah, she had no remorse. She didn't really. It was just very not human.
Just wants to see him walk free, walk through those doors.
all
That
she
was her
cared
quote,
about
really.
was saving her grandson, which is family. I get it, but at the same time, how can you watch your grandson do this and not condemn that?
What's really sad about all these attacks, they're young versus old. So 2 lives essentially are being lost because your life is over. This man, this boy ruined his life. Whether he gets out or he doesn't, he's ruined his life. Everybody that goes and does these attacks ruins their lives, no matter what the mental state or their reasoning behind it. One person dies and another one loses their freedom over something so stupid that really there's no benefit from it. None.
It's crazy too that the grandma came out that way. Cause I'm like, if you flip the script, right, and that grandma was just walking on her by herself, and someone came full sprint out of nowhere and threw her against the floor, how would that kid feel? It just sucks.
They don't have.
And that's why there's another conversation too about how they're saying Asian lives or people that is just always brushed under the rug, and it's it's not that important because we're one of the more not so important minorities. So if a Asian grandpa dies or whatever, it's we don't get the same type of treatment as if maybe another minority dies from the same incident. Because your point, right? Let's say we don't get that same type of I guess care and sentiment if someone in our community gets violently murdered like this.
Yeah.
And it's oh, well, let's talk about the kid's mental health, and maybe he was going through something different. To me, that's the same shit that people do when a school shooter comes out, right? And the school shooter's white, and it's kind of oh, well, he was probably troubled. And it's come on, man, what about all the fucking people that he killed?
Yeah, what about the
Exactly.
12 kids that died and the parents to those 12 kids?
Yeah. And I don't know, man, no matter what, it just fucking sucks that these things are happening, but I want to figure out why. Why is it happening, especially to these defenseless old people? Because when I see weak things, weak old people or anybody that can't defend themselves, I want to protect them.
Yeah.
I don't have the feeling of hurting them.
Yeah.
And that blows my mind.
You know what I just thought of? Do you ever remember the movies a long time ago where they always picked, they highlighted picking on older people? Think back of some of the movies we saw growing up to where they picked on or would play pranks.
Like which one?
I'm trying to think of
Like
all
Dennis the Menace?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, a lot of there are, I can't name them, but I'm getting visuals of remembering seeing picking on, not necessarily killing or
teasing or whatever?
teasing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the lack of respect for elders. There's a lot of shows growing up, they tease older people, and there isn't that same respect. We know in our communities and how we've been raised that shit don't fly. I've never seen a Asian cartoon, a Hawaiian cartoon, or anything I've mixed with that ever disrespected elders. Ever.
I've also never seen anyone fucking straight up football tackle like someone.
Yeah.
Unprovoked too. That's the thing. Like in those shows you're talking about,
right.
like
They're
it's provoked.
They're
In American culture, we don't like revere and protect old people like the way that we
Think about the bullies and the picking on and like a lot of those shows where
it's like funny to tease them. Yeah.
Jackass. Look at all these shows. Look at all the shows where pulling pranks and hurting people is seen as humor. I never grew up watching anything like that. I didn't see that. My parents did not let me watch those shows.
Yeah.
I seen them, behind my parents' back, of course. But when I think about the shows that I was raised on, it was always to respect elders. Now, are these people not getting the same same stuff fed to them?
The people that hurt old people, I don't even know if they see them as people.
That's the problem.
That's what I mean. Like,
elder abuse,
right. Yeah.
Respect that's already being implanted in their heads that old people are whatever old head you don't know, and then finally the story comes back around. They finally come around and you really had wisdom, but it's not. We're ingrained and taught to respect. And I just hope.
Well, I definitely don't think it's taught just based off the way the grandma acted. Because I know if I killed someone, my mom would beat the fuck out of me way more than the jails or the legal system or anything.
My grandma's snitching me out. My grandma snitched out her own. My grandma is snitching you out. She's like, steal my shit, go to jail. That's what happens. Don't fuck up because you got to come back home and I ain't going to let you back in this house. It's just, where is it missing? Where's the disconnect?
Well, I think you're onto something about how people look, especially maybe American culture, how they look at elder populations. You go to like nursing homes.
They throw them away.
Yeah, dude.
Really think about
elder abuse
that.
in that setting, right? Like my wife's a social worker and she deals a lot with like elder abuse, stuff like that.
It's like, you're expired. Shut up. You're irrelevant.
Well, it's very common, right? Any nursing home you go to, they steal from their people.
Think about the movies. What do? They get wheeled away.
It's definitely an attitude, right?
Yeah.
Definitely an attitude.
I'm just trying.
They're not wise old turtles,
They're not. It's not an excuse by any means.
It's just trying to dissect what's the difference. Yeah.
My grandpa, when I see his face, I think of my grandpa, and I think that's why a lot of us get so upset because we're seeing who we love. And I know what it is to go to a retirement home and see other people that aren't being loved. I couldn't imagine that being somebody's family member.
But I think all these people who are also committing acts of violence, like just to have a little empathy for them, they are pushed to the point where they're not acting like human beings anymore. They're all animals just going crazy.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to
ask. And they don't know how to deal with whatever they're dealing with in their mind. And then so it blows up on random defenseless people.
Yeah, so do you guys think that he was actually attacking this guy with the intent to kill him?
I don't know because I don't know what they were doing, what he was saying. I remember being a dumbass. I remember running into fights in the streets, impulsive. And when you're at that stage in mind, not age, I don't think people think things through. They're just doing.
Right.
Yeah. So in his case, he might be egged on by a buddy that's like, yo, let's fucking push people, man. And then it's like, you don't know someone's old or young and how they react. You just fucking launch at them. You don't know your power, nothing, right? And you laugh about it. Like there used to be a game that some of my friends would play. They would run up and punch people on the streets. And they thought it was so funny, right? So like, to me, it's just like, damn, it's so difficult to get into that mind and assess, like, just off a little clip, what was he really thinking? Was he racist? Was he like, fuck all Asians, I'm gonna kill them all? Or was he just being a dumbass and he's like, yo, let's push this old guy, it's gonna be funny. Who knows?
Or was it a combination of both? Because
and then that's why I said, young, like these guys and, guys and girls that are going and doing these dumb ass things are throwing away their lives. And they don't realize it. And his life is over. No matter what happens, guilty, not guilty, it does not matter. Once he's out of that court, you're back into the real world and nobody knows, like, is he gonna do this again? Is somebody gonna feel a type of way? Can he get a job? Is he gonna be a functioning member of society? What are they gonna deem as his illness? What is gonna happen next and how do we stop this shit from happening to somebody else?